How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? It is our privilege to bring you at this time an eyewitness report of the first International Crepitation Contest. We are speaking to you from the ringside of the great Maple Leaf Auditorium, which is packed to the rafters with spectators, eager and curious. For the benefit of my listeners who are not acquainted with the facts relating to this event, it might be well to describe the two contestants. Lord Windesmere from Wapping Foghole in Devonshire is, of course, the champion of the British Empire. The challenger is Paul Boomer, native son of Australia, who, I understand, worked his way to Canada in the crew of an ocean freighter carrying a load of Melbourne cabbage, upon which, so it is stated, Boomer trains exclusively. I see now there's a bit of a flurry around Lord Windesmere's entrance. And yes, here he comes, Lord Windesmere. I'll see if I can get him to come to the microphone and say a few words. Joe, we'll see if we can get his lordship to come over here for a minute. Tell him it's for the radio.
Okay, I'll get him for you.
Thanks. Well, Lord Windesmere appears to be in good spirits. He's smiling and chatting. Thrown about him is a beautiful silk dressing gown of purple velvet upon which is worked, I imagine to be the coat of arms of the House of Windesmere. It's a beautiful thing. Good boy, Joe. In just a minute, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to have his lordship himself come to the microphone and say a few words. Right over here, please. Right over here. Yeah, right here. Yes, folks, here he is, right in the microphone, the champion himself, Lord Windesmere. Your Highness, how did you come to take an interest in this unusual art?
Well, I suppose you could say it all started over Lady Windesmere's fan.
I see.
Yes, I noticed she was constantly waving this fan in front of her face, so I asked her why did she did it. So she retorted that if I insisted on constantly crepitating, she had to fan away in pure self-defense, you see. So, my friends were drawn into the controversy and persuaded me to capitalize on my proficiency and sort of going for it and all that. That's all.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Thank you, and good luck to you. That was Lord Windesmere, a champion crepitator of the British... Oh, and here's the challenger. Here's Paul Boomer from Australia. Paul, over here, please. Please, ask Mr. Boomer to come over here, please. The radio. We want to speak on the radio. Just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I think we'll have Paul Boomer for you right away. Yes, here he comes. His attendant has just pointed us out. And how did Paul... How... He just waves his hand in greeting and starts walking over to the microphone. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Paul Boomer. Will you say hello to our audience, Mr. Boomer?
Hello, Canada.
Now tell me, sir, when did you first realize that you were proficient enough to take a shot at the Empire Championship?
Well, ever since I was a little nipper, I liked to fart. I remember I used to make my mother and father laugh their bleeding heads off when I used to let one go in church during the announcement of the ladies' aid.
Excuse me, Mr. Boomer. On the radio, we call it crepitating.
Now, look here, copper. What I always says is, a fart's a fart, whether you raise up on one cheek and sneak, or whether you give it a full blast like I do.
Very well. As long as the CBC is no objection. I personally find the four-letter word much easier to say and more descriptive than the longer and more academic crepitation.
Thank you. And I would like to say...
Oh, and there's the bell. Thank you, Mr. Boomer, and good luck. The farting post is about 4 feet high and is decorated with red, white, and blue bunting up to about 9 inches from the top. The bare top section is worn smooth by the grip of many hands in previous contests. And now it appears that Paul Boomer is to be the first at the post. That, I believe, is customary for the challenger to make the first effort. Yes, Paul Boomer takes off his dressing gown and strides to the farting post. He grips it firmly around the top and flexes his knees. Now a hush falls on the vast throng as Boomer walks slowly, deliberately to the farting post. He's exuding confidence that he gives one last all-encompassing grin to the tense audience as he grips the farting post between a pair of hands that look as though they could splinter the post. Now he flexes his knees, much in the manner of a boxer. He seems to be concentrating on the very top of the farting post. You can hear a pin drop, and here it comes. Oh, a beauty, a beauty. I think it was a triple flutter blast. Yes, that's what the judge signals. A triple flutter blast. That gives him 25 points right off the bat. And another of the same, and another 25 points. That's followed by two I beg your pardon, 3 fuzzy farts in rapid succession. It's amazing how this man can change pace and style of offering by a slight, simple shifting of his buttock area.
Oh, Boomer! 123 points!
Did you hear that? Paul Boomer 123 points, a world record, beating Lord Wintersmere's previous world mark of 119 by 4 points. Paul Boomer at this moment is the world champion. But for how long, we don't know, because Lord Wintersmere might take it right back again. And here's his lordship now walking up to the post, apparently not in the least disconcerted by the brilliant performance of the challenger. He's outfitted a little differently from Paul Boomer. He has purple tights, full-length tights, and around the fenêtre de brise, you remember the hole cut out from the center of his seat, around this there's a fringe of little gold tassels about 4 inches long. This, no doubt, is some decoration affected by... just a moment. Seems to be some sort of a dispute here. He's not going to use the farthing post. Lord Wintersmere, the champion, in a final gesture of contempt, scorns the use of the farthing post. Well, this is developing into a bit of a grudge contest. He has his hands on his hips, feet apart, knees slightly bent, and a sizzler. His first attempt is, and another one. 2 in a row, and another one, a third. 3 sizzlers in a row, a tremendous effort. 60 points in his first 30 seconds, I guess. 3 sizzlers in a row, a tremendous effort. 60 points in his first 30 seconds. This end. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fuzzes. 4 fragrant fuzzes in rapid succession. It's a pleasure to see the ease and comfort with which his lordship leaves his spot. Perfect technique. And now his score is 80 points. 80 points in the first 30 seconds of the post. Now he's getting ready again. Hello? Hello, he's going to use the farthing post as final effort, it seems. Flexes his knees. It looks as though he's going to try for a high-scoring effort for a whirlwind finish. Perhaps another sizzler. And now he's trying very hard. The veins are starting out on his forehead, and even the trickle of perspiration venturing down his temple seems to hesitate, so that this mighty last effort should have undivided attention. Now, suggestion of a smile from the champion. Seems to have decided just what treatment is going to give this final bid. I see the audience, almost to a man, is on its feet, breathless and tense. Closes his eyes. A look of pure ecstasy on his face. Oh, he's sick. The champion is disqualified.